Judy from Coffee, Cookies, and Books. So wonderful to see you again. And you're here for book haul number 3, which is fantasy, romance, and science fiction fantasy. You're definitely going to want to stick around for this one. So thanks for visiting again. I have a ton of fantasy books to share with you. Now it looks like a lot more than when I did the crime part. However, the books are probably twice as thick. Most of the crime novels are, 300, 400 pages tops. And those fantasy books, they like to make those things big chunkers. So I have quite a few. But same number of books, exact same number of books. It was 32 in the thriller, and it's 32 here, so same number. Okay, so we're going to get started, and I think a lot of these books are kind of self-explanatory. If you're in the book community and you do a lot of reading, I think a lot of them are fairly familiar, but I will give sort of a quick synopsis as we go through them. And I apologize if I sound a little rough. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm still getting over being sick. I'm filming this the same day because I want to get these two done. They're going to be going up fairly close to each other. So I just want to get it all finished as quickly as I can. Okay, so let's just get started. So the first book that I have is the first book. It's the Zodiac Academy, The Awakening by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, and it's the first one in the series. Now, I did not get I didn't buy anything else. I only bought the first one. And the reason being, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. It just might not be my thing. I'm not saying I'm going to hate it necessarily. From everything that I've kind of heard about it, it's middle of the road for me on how I think I might feel about this whole thing. So I only bought the first one. And if I do like it, I will pick up the following. I just did not, it is available in Kindle Unlimited, but I did not want to try, and I don't like reading fantasy so much unless it's really, really short on Kindle Unlimited. I don't like reading the chunky fantasy that way. I prefer to have the book in hand, and this is going to be a pleasure to read physically because it's such a nice floppy book. Love those nice floppy books. Okay, so that one. The next one is another one that I wanted to try the first one before I moved on to the next one. Now, the other thing is that I would really like to read Malice, the one that's called Malice, which is his other series. I think it's the older series that he wrote. Because a lot of people said that's really, really good. But I did buy Shadow of the Gods, and I do really want to give it a try. Of course, this is high epic fantasy, which I love just as much as I love regular fantasy or romantic. I love all of it. I thoroughly enjoy all of the types of stories. So this one I'm very much looking forward to digging in and seeing how I feel about it. It says, when the gods fought, it was a battle so savage they destroyed themselves, leaving nothing but their bones and the broken land of Vigrid in their wake. Now as whispers of war echo over the fords and across the plains, fate follows in the footsteps of 3 warriors, a huntress on a perilous quest, a noblewoman pursuing battle fame, and a thrall seeking retribution among the mercenaries known as the Bloodsworn. Sounds like interesting. I've heard that there is a lot of battles and that kind of thing in it, which I love a lot of action. So the more action, the better. So, yeah, looking forward to giving that one a try. Okay, let me just get those in order. The other one that I picked up this up off of Book Outlet, is the Gilded Crown, and Reads with Rachel. Loved this book. I think this was one of her favorites. It might have been one of her top favorites for 2024. And it is actually a fairly short fantasy. And I thought, well, you know what? I'll give it a try. because it has a lot of interesting premises behind it. It says the Gilded Crown has the feel of an ancient fairy tale freshly told, a rich and beautiful story of two women torn between impossible loyalties. This novel lures you effortlessly into a dark river of costly magic and difficult questions, and then refuses to deliver any easy answers. Yeah, so sounds like a great one to give it a try. Okay, then I did get the City of Gods and Monsters, and City of Souls and Sinners, and the City of Lies and Legends. And these are all the House of Devil series. So it's book 1, 2, and 3. So I did get all 3. And the reason that I bought all 3 is because I read little snippets of the first one. And it is, it has very much shades of Crescent City, urban fantasy. Love that. That's my jam. I'm a huge urban fantasy type. If there is romance in it, I'm fine with that. But I just love the whole aspect of and feel of urban fantasy. So very much looking forward to reading this series. And you can bet that I'm going to be putting it on my TBR very, very, very soon. Yes. So that one. Then another one I picked up, which I believe could very well be sci-fi fantasy. It's by Martha Wells, and Martha Wells does the Murderbot series. And I have not read that, but been meaning to get to reading this. But I saw this on Book Outlet, and it says, after being murdered, his consciousness dormant and unaware of the passing of time, while confined in an elaborate water trap, Kai wakes to find a lesser mage attempting to harness Kai's magic for his own advantage. This was never going to go well. But why was Kai imprisoned in the first place? What has changed in the world since his assassination? And why does the Rising World Coalition appear to be growing in influence? So it sounds like it's got political drama built into it. Clearly fantasy. It is built around a fantasy world. And I don't know if it is a series or not. I guess I'll find out when I get around to reading it. It doesn't actually say in here, because it has all of her books listed in here, and it does not say, this one's not listed in here. So we shall see. But it did definitely sound good, so that was why I picked that one up. Then another one that I've seen recommended by quite a few people is Heavenly Bodies by Imani Aru, and it is a TikTok sensation, which did give me pause, okay, but I thought, well, it still sounded good. It says, in a world ruled by the cruel and merciless stars, Ilara has been cursed by fate. A prophecy promises she will fall for a star, but that it will kill them both. So it has Greek mythology. It blends Greek mythology and shadow magic with tantalizing enemies to lovers romance, which all sound interesting to me. So I thought, well, I will give it a try because most of the people that read it really liked it. And the people that liked it, I typically do tend to like most of the books that they like. So I thought I would try it. Okay, then another one is Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. Now I was kind of on the fence on whether or not I was going to buy this one or read it on Kindle Unlimited. But again, you know, I really hate reading these fantasy books on Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, like I'm just getting ready to read one, The Unveiled Kingdom but it's only 350 pages. So if it's only 350 pages, then that's fine. But this is like a 500-page book. So I felt that I'd get the first one. Now, the reviews on it are at both ends of the spectrum. So you have some people who really love it, and some people not so much. And some people really hated it. But I've tried to not follow too many spoilers on it. I just want to judge for myself on whether or not I like it. So I bought it, and we'll see where it goes. All right. And I think it's a series. I'm not sure if it says book 1. I don't know how many books there are, but it says book 1. So, okay. Then I managed to get on Book Outlet. They had 2 of the Sarah J. Maas from the Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR. I only have the first book. I think this is 2 and 3, I think, but have not read the first one yet. The only Sarah J. Maas that I've read so far is Crescent City. I'm actually reading the third one right now. I'm about 300 pages in, really enjoying it. So I will probably I may start Throne of Glass first because I have the whole collection, bought it as a collection. So I probably will do that one first before this one, and then I'll do this one last. But because I don't have the whole thing, but I keep my eye on Book Outlet because I'm sure they're going to get the other books in there because they've had all of them at some point or another. It's just sometimes they sell out and I don't get to them fast enough. But I managed to pick up these 2 on Book Outlet. Okay, then the last set that I got, now I read, I think in February, The Adventures of Amina El-Sarafi, and absolutely loved that book. My best book of February. And that was by Shannon Chakraborty. And this series, which is the City of Brass series, was also written by her. So, this one blends a lot of ancient Egypt and Jinn, and I just loved the whole idea of it, to see all that magic. And so this is all 3. So this is the first book, second book, third book, and then this is tales of. So I believe this is just additional tales that follow in behind these 3 books. So I have everything, and I'm dying to read them. Can't wait. I have no doubt in my mind. I'm sure I'm going to love them. I love her writing. I just love how she manages to build so much character into so much history and give an interesting spin to it all. So, yeah, can't wait to read all of these 3.5 books, because this one I would say is more like a novella. It's only a couple hundred pages, but I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. Oh, but see, those are thick, but that wasn't really all that many books. All right, on to the next one. All right, let's see. So next one, again, another one off of Kindle Unlimited is The Olympian Affair, The Cinder Spires by Jim Butcher. Now, I believe he's written something else. I can't think off my hand. What is this? It says, Butcher opens the imaginative Winder Spire series with sweeping, fantastical, epic, fascinating adventures and intricate story. It has shifting viewpoints, short chapters, fast-paced action, and awesome battle scenes, a large cast of characters, elaborate world building, and intricate plot. So that's the one. Yes, of course. He wrote the Harry Dresden series. I have not read that. Probably should, because I do like, it's a crime series, so typically I do like those. I just think it's like, it says he blends a familiar steampunk and fantasy elements airships, wizardry, and heroes from a monarch's guard in a fresh and wonderful way that results in a fantastic ride. So when I read the synopsis on it, I was really taken with it. It's like, you know, super huge book, and it was Book Outlet, and it was $7.99. Picked it up. Can't go wrong, right? Sure. Now, this one was a pre-order. It was a pre-order that I forgot I put on pre-order. And I'm kind of annoyed that I forgot I put it on pre-order, because if I'm going to be frank with you, I don't know if I would have read it. I have not read. I read part of the first book and Fourth Wing and put it aside and soft DNF'd it. And then I had Iron Flame, which I got through the Book Outlet. And I thought, well, I'll get that one because I had the first one. And I forgot I put this on pre-order, because I probably wouldn't have, because I wanted to read Iron Flame first. But I'm kind of stuck with it. You know, I mean, it's a pretty copy. You know, it's got the nice borders, really pretty end papers, and it seems like it's a nice floppy copy to read, and I will read it. I don't care that it has the fancy border on it. I'm going to read it anyway, but now that I have it, I will likely, what I might do is like sit down and read one a month, get them done and over with, because from what I understand, she's now gone from 3 books to 5, which I think is ridiculous. So that upsets me. Feels almost a little bit like a money grab, but we shall see once I get into reading it. So I'll reserve judgment until I read all 3 books. Yeah. I don't like to say too much until I've read it. So, okay. Then the next one is by Tricia Levenseller, Darkness Within Us. This was another one that was available on Book Outlet. It's I had a perfect life, and now some man-child has come to take it away. How can he exist? He can't exist. I specifically chose the Duke because he had no children, no cousins, no one to pass the estate on to. Yet here is someone claiming otherwise. This can't be right. This can't be it. I killed for this. I've earned it. Finding some measure of calm, I say, I will be. So it says, Chrysantha Stathos has won. By hiding her intelligence and ambition behind the mask of a beautiful, airheaded girl, she has become a wealthy duchess, and once her elderly husband dies, she will have all the freedom, money, and safety she's ever wanted, or so she thought. So, obviously it's romance, romantic fantasy. I thought it sounded interesting. I don't think it's a series. I think it is a standalone, which also appeals to me very much. So, yeah, I would give that one a try. And, you know, Book Outlet again. You gotta love Book Outlet. And then the other one I got off Book Outlet, which I really have wanted to read for a while, which again is like a cozy fantasy, is A Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. I've wanted to read this one for a long time. And, you know, it's got the nice little purple sprayed edges on it. And it just seemed to me like a book that would kind of be right up my alley, because I do like cozy fantasy quite a bit. Just finished off and just reviewed for the first part of March Bookshops and Bone Dust, and just loved that book so much. So, and you know, this kind of gets compared in the same genre as that. So looking forward very much to reading that one. All right. So this one here, this is a follow-up to Death by Fire. I also just read that and reviewed it for the first half of March. Enjoyed it. And this is just the continuation of the story. I don't want to say too much, but let me just say, you know, self-published author, I thought the first book was really well written and enjoyed it. You know, it wasn't my best book of the month, but I certainly enjoyed it enough to pick up the second book. So this is the Life After Death by S.C. Muir, and I'm looking forward to reading on. I'm not sure if there's more than 2. I think that there's only 2 in the series, but I guess I'll find out when I get to the end, just like anything else, right? Yeah. Okay, another one that I picked up that I've been wanting to get to for quite some time is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. This is just the first book in the series. Now, I believe there are 4 books in the series, but I didn't want to pick up the others. I love this cover. Like so much love this cover. So very much looking forward to reading. And if I really, really like this one, then I will, I'll definitely read the next ones. Now, it says, Leah is a slave, Elias is a soldier, neither is free. So it sounds to me like they work together. I don't know if this is, I don't think this is a romantasy. I think it's just a YA fantasy, I think. Could be wrong. I don't really care. I thought it sounded really great. And everyone has said that her writing is really fantastic. So we're dying to get into that one and read that one. Then the other one I broke down and got is Dungeon Crawler Carl. So I started reading this on Kindle Unlimited and loved it. But I got, like, I think to chapter 3, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to read this on Kindle Unlimited. I want to read the damn book. Because it has a lot of, like, it's like messaging and things like that. That the formatting is really why you kind of want to read the physical book. So I broke down and I bought the physical book, and I'm done. Like, I really want to get into this one. So this may very well be one that I put on my my May TBR because I don't want to leave it. I want to get right into it and dig into it. But April's just not going to happen because I already have, like, I think 7 books. And I don't want to read too much more than that in April. I want to keep it kind of nice and not as tight a TBR, a little looser. So if it's loose enough that I can fit it in, I might fit it in, but we'll see where it goes. But Dungeon Crawler Carl, oh my gosh, it's like, listen, the first 2-3 chapters, I laughed so hard. Even the first chapter had me laughing so hard at this guy in it, the main character. It's just, yeah. I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. Yeah. I don't think I'll regret buying that one. And then I have Sunrise on the Reaping, which I think, you know, I had on pre-order. It arrived. Super excited. But I have not read the second book in the series. Now, the second book I have on one of my buzzword challenges, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I have it on, I think, my buzzword cover challenge, one of the 2 of them. And when I read that, I'm going to put this in and read it as well. So I'm going to kind of read the 2 together. So it's not going to be until the fall, because I think that's when the Ballad of Song, I think it's in September. So I will read this at the same time. But, you know, I had to have it because it's just, I love the whole Hunger Games series. So, yeah, really want to read those. All right. So then I picked up a couple of novellas. First one is book 1 in Death's Embrace, called Heart of Dust. And I cannot remember where I saw this one talked about, but somebody did talk about it. And what does it say? Doran O'Shannon, leader of the Black Lung Gang, is determined to challenge the Aragon's tyrannical ruler for his brutal treatment of the miners, but Doran has more to deal with than getting stabbed and a citywide lockdown that's seeing his gang of ex-miners slowly starved out of their base. His daughter Grace has turned against him, and the death of his wife haunts them both. Although Doran has found a reprieve in Nathaniel Morgenstein, the apothecary with a mysterious past to whom he owes his life. The clock is ticking. The fate of the minds hangs in the balance, and the Archon is closing in. I thought this sounded really great. Now, this is a series of several books. I can't remember exactly how many there are, but I know that there's quite a few. Does it say back here how many? No, it doesn't say how many. It just goes over some of the pronunciations and things like that in the book. But I thought it sounded really interesting, and it is only just over a couple hundred pages. So a quick little novella to read. And then another one that I've seen, I think Elliot Brooks has recommended this one. Again, it's just a very quick novella. How many pages is this one? 150, I think. Just over that, maybe 175. Fireborn Blade by Charlotte Bond. And Elliot has had nothing but great things to say about it. And I do respect her opinion. She has some great opinions on books. And I do find that a lot of times her opinions do kind of follow a lot of how I feel about certain books. But I really wanted to try this one. And again, just a short read. So whenever I want to just fit in something short, that's what these novellas are for. These and those little short, cozy mysteries and everything like that. They're the kinds of things that you can pick up on your TBRs when I feel like I finished my TBR, but I don't want to pick up anything too big, and that's going to be too much of a commitment. And then I can just throw the odd one of these in. So that's why I like to pick those up. All right. So another chunker, Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. Now, of course, this one's quite popular. A lot of people have talked about it. What really interests me a lot about this one is initially I first saw this talked about on all the fantasy YouTuber channels. And I'm talking the people that read epic fantasy, not people that read romantasy. So that was where I saw it first. But then I was like, okay, now what you're seeing happening is you're seeing a lot of the romance and romantasy readers picking this book up and just being astounded by it. And I was like, that's the kind of book that I want to read, because it's the kind of book that appeals to so many people across the board, because the story is really good. The characters are really good. Like, that is the sort of thing that's very, very interesting to me. And just the fact that so many of these people like this book made me take a harder look at it, because initially I didn't think it would appeal to me, but then as I listened to them and then I read the synopsis a little bit clearer, and some of the things became a bit more clear to me. And the fact that I am one of these people that really loves a character-driven story, that appeals to me more than anything, I will say. So yeah, I tried it. Now, it is available on Kindle Unlimited, but again, don't like to read these kinds of books, particularly something like this. This is 600 pages, and it is small type. Like, this is intense 600 pages. So I really want to read this on its own. I also really like the idea that it is a one-off. It is not a series. Now, she has written another book, Bridge Over Brighthaven, I think, is the name of it. I can't remember if that's it exactly. But she has another one, just came out, but they are not related. Okay? So this is a one-off. It does not have any, ones that you're waiting for to read beginning and end. It is one story. And I love that. And I'm very much looking forward to reading it because of that. So, Sword of Kaigan, look forward to getting into that one. Okay. Now, what I have here are the next two books in The Bound and the Broken. So this is book 2 and book 3. And you can see these are monsters. They're not like super floppy either. And that could be because they're self-published. Self-published? I don't know. Anyway, I'm still looking forward to getting into them. I finished the prequel novella and book one, I think, at the end of 2024. Absolutely loved them. Or I might have finished book one in January. Either way, loved everything about them. And now this is a dark. It is a epic fantasy. Have a lot of war, a lot of politics, and a little on the dark side, but very character driven. And I loved the character development and the world building in the first book. Even the little novella packed one hell of a punch in, like, I think it was 86 pages. It was just super, super small. And I just loved it so much. Now, on top of this, I think there is, as of right now, there is one more book out, or it is just coming out. And then there are 3 other novellas. Now, the 3 other novellas, I am going to read those on Kindle Unlimited because they are super, super short and they're a bit pricey to get in print. So I will get those and just load them into Kindle Unlimited. And I'll probably read them back to back, one right after another, because reading 3 of them is like reading one novel. So I'll probably do them that way. And yeah, so eventually I will get around to reading these. I don't know when they're going to go on. This one is going to go into my regular jar as the next one in the series, the next natural progression, and this one will wait until this one is done. But they're the kind of series that it's like, I want to sit and think about it for a little while, and but I would really like to get into reading it. So if I haven't read it by the end of the year, I just may very well pick it up because it'll be a year from the time that I read the first ones. So, and you don't want to wait too long on something so intricate, right? But yeah, those, I don't even know how many pages are in this one. This one's 870 pages, and this one's even thicker. And this one is 8,000 pages. So that's like picking up a Brandon Sanderson, right? Yeah, something like that. Okay, so just a couple more. So I picked up Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. I have wanted to read this for quite some time. I did see the movie, and I did like the movie. I am not a huge fan of, what's her name? I don't even remember her name. But I love Sandra Bullock, but I'm not a fan of the other one, the other sister. So, it was okay, but I thought I would really love to read the book. Yeah, so picked it up. We'll have a look through it, read through. That'll go in my regular jar, and whenever it comes up, I will read it. Then the next one that I got is A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. Kingfisher, and I've seen this one discussed quite a bit. Now, I've read one T. Kingfisher so far, and didn't like it. Thornhedge, didn't care for that, and it was fantasy. And this one's fantasy, whereas the other T. Kingfisher that I did in the crimes and thrillers is more horror. Very different. So that's why I thought, well, I'll get one and then the other. And this is not a novella, like Thornhedge is a novella, but it wasn't for me. Yeah, it didn't feel like it was written for my brain. Anyway, so, but I'm looking forward to this. I liked the premise of it, and the idea that this is about a girl and her mother is definitely morally gray, shall we say. And we'll go from there with it. So I got that on Book Outlet, so that was why I picked it up. And then the next one that I got was these 2 books, which is The Coven and The Cursed. And it's funny because The Cursed has the nice edges, The Coven doesn't. I think The Coven is the first book in the series, 2-book series. These are not super long either. So, what is this? Yeah, like 300-page books. But I thought they're by Harper L. Woods. Now, it seemed to me, I think they are, what's this? Those blue eyes glimmered with something that felt like more, stealing the breath from my lungs for a suspended moment in time. The gold seemed to flash, the twisted connection between us pulling taut. I think it's a dark romantasy. I think, if I remember correctly. So I saw them, well, I think the Coven in specific was mentioned by Jess at Honest Fiction, and I'm pretty sure it was when she was covering dark romantasy. So I picked these two up from Book Outlet. I figured they were together. Why not get them together? All right, and that is it. So that is my book haul for the first 3 months of the year, and I will not likely be buying much now going forward outside of, when I have a few. I do have a few books that are on pre-order, and I do buy from Book of the Month, and I just started my Aardvark, which was in book number, the first video, book haul video. So, with those, that's more than enough. I feel like my library is fairly full now. I have a huge TBR list that I can pull books from. And going forward, my TBR is going to be combined from certain readathons and my 25 must-reads in 2025. That's going to be blended into it. And in some cases, I'm going to pull from a jar to get the extra books that I want to read for the month. And in other cases, I'm going to pick my own. So it's going to be a mishmash to the end of the year, and we will see how things go. So that's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this and that there was something in all of these 3 videos that I did for you that you might be interested in reading. And if there's anything in particular that you would like me to read sooner, let me know, because I will do that too. I will be more than happy to put something that's on my TBR, something that I've shown in these videos and that I would love to read and review for you. So definitely let me know that. And yeah, so I think that's it. My next video for you is going to be my April TBR. And as I mentioned, it's going to be just kind of sort of the leftovers of what I didn't read for REALMATHON, what's on my buzzword reading challenges, and I think that's about it. So I think I've got 7 books put aside that I'm going to read, and then we're just going to pick some. I'm going to pick some from my Kindle that I'm going to read as well, because my Kindle list is all brand new, which I did the video for my Kindle Unlimited, which has been refreshed. So I'll pick some from there that will go on, because I read my Kindle in tandem with my print books. And that's going to be coming up in the next video. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to hearing what you think you might be interested in buying from all of these books.